Hello, babies. Your Mimzie is here, and you know what time it is. And this book looks so precious, and it looks so sweet. The Scarecrow's Hat, and I just do admire a good chicken. I used to have a chicken named Elvira that would sit on my students' shoulders while they were in class. She was a good chicken. She didn't know how to chicken very well when she had to go live with the big girl and the big boy chickens because she was used to being a classroom chicken. So we had a little bit of a learning curve. So anyway, we're going to read about the Scarecrow's hat. This looks like my granddaddy's hat, and I still have it. He used to wear it when he worked out in his garden. Ooh, that's a fun fall picture, isn't it? Reckon those are poppies? Might be. Right time of year, isn't it? Maybe we're a little late. I don't know. They really grow in France more than they grow where I live anyway. The Scarecrow's hat. Ooh, I see what's going on here. Oh, girl wants to make a nest out of the Scarecrow's hat. We might have a little divisiveness, a little conflict. So let's see where, I got to turn this without knocking everything off. All right, here we go. That's a nice hat, said Chicken to Scarecrow. Yes, it is, replied Scarecrow, but I'd rather have a walking stick. I've been standing here for years now, and my arms are so tired. I'd love a walking stick to lean on. I'd swap my hat for a walking stick any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a walking stick, but she knew someone who did. That's a nice walking stick, said Chicken to Badger. Yes, it is, replied Badger, but I'd rather have a piece of ribbon. It gets hot and stuffy underground, so I prop my door open with my stick, but I'm always tripping over it. If I had a ribbon, I could tie the door open. I'd swap my walking stick for a ribbon any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a ribbon, but she knew someone who did. Look at that Badger. I like his scarf. Mimzie got a scarf like that. He's cute. I have never seen a badger in the wild. Of course, it's going to be a crow with the ribbon. Absolutely. That makes all kinds of sense. That's a nice ribbon, said Chicken to Crow. Yes, it is, said Crow, but I'd rather have some wool. My nest is on this high stone ledge, and it's very hard to sit on. I'd love some warm, soft wool to line it with. I'd swap this ribbon for some wool any day. Now, Chicken didn't have any wool, but she knew someone who did. Chicken is very industrious. She is a go-getter. I love a good go-getter. That's a nice wool coat, said Chicken to Sheep. Yes, it is, replied Sheep, but I'd rather have a pair of glasses. I'd have to keep a lookout for the wolf, and my eyes are not as good as they used to be. I really need a pair of glasses. I'd swap some of my wool for a pair of glasses any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a pair of glasses, but she knew someone who did. Of course she did. This chicken, she knows everything about everybody. She knows all the business. She is a busy chicken, and I like her. That's a nice pair of glasses, said Chicken to Owl. Yes, it is, said Owl. My old one's broke, so I had to get a new pair. But I'd rather have a blanket. The sun streams through my window and keeps me awake all day, which wouldn't matter if I had a good thick blanket to sleep under. I'd swap my glasses for a blanket any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a blanket, but she knew someone who did. I wonder who's got the blanket. Guesses? I wouldn't have guessed this one. That's a nice blanket, said Chicken to Donkey. Yes, it is, replied Donkey. But I'd rather have a few feathers. The flies drive me crazy buzzing around my ears. My tail isn't quite long enough to flick them away. But if I had some long feathers tied to the end of it, I could swat them easily. I'd swap my blanket for a few long feathers any day. Guess what Chicken's got? Guess what Chicken's got? Chicken's got feathers! Quick as a flash, Chicken pulled out 1, 2, 3 of her longest feathers and tied them to Donkey's tail. Bless her heart, that was so precious of her, because I know that didn't feel good. Bless her heart. Look, and she tied them to the donkey's tail, and he can swat all those nasty, raggedy flies getting in his beeswax. Good for her. Donkey was delighted and, true to his word, swapped his blanket for the feathers. That was a good trade. Chicken took the blanket to Owl, who swapped it for his glasses, the old ones, of course. We can't have any blind owls flying around. She took the glasses to Sheep, who swapped them for her wool. Look at that Sheep. He is cute with his glasses on. He's real cute. She took the wool to Crow, who swapped it for her ribbon. She took the ribbon to Badger, who swapped it for his walking stick. Dang, that girl, she's going to lose some LBs that day, huh? Finally, she took the walking stick to Scarecrow. With a grateful sigh of relief, he leaned his tired old arms on the stick and gladly swapped it for his battered old hat. Chicken took the hat and filled it with fresh, sweet-smelling straw. Y'all, before we go, we got to check out this hair. Look at that man's hair. Scarecrow out here with some hair. I know now why he wore that hat for all those years. Mimmzie's hair looks like that sometimes. For real. Not exaggerating, not playing. That's a nice nest, said Duck. Yes, it is, said Chicken, and I wouldn't swap it for anything. That is precious. Oh, no, Mimzie likes this book. This is going to be one of my new favorites. I love everything about this book. I love the chicken, and she's such an industrious, busy girl. I love the Scarecrow's hair, and I loved all her trading. I love this book. Now, not as much as I love you, though.